Hello everyone and welcome to another English lesson with me, Anna English, here on English Like a Native. Once again, we are tackling those tricky but fun slang words. Specifically, we're going to be covering British English slang, but if you're learning American English or British English, then this lesson will still be helpful to you. So if you are here, do tell me where in the world you are watching from and say hello. I have my patrons online, so patrons feel free to drop me a message in the patron chat room. I also have my notes ready to go. So let's get straight into it, shall we? The very first word I'm going to teach you today is the word gaff. Gaff. Now, the word gaff means place or home. It's talking about your place. So if I say my gaff, I'm talking about my home, my place. So I might invite you round to my gaff. Would you like to come over to my gaff? I mean, would you like to come to my house? And the example sentence I've given here is, you can stay at our gaff if you fancy it. You can stay at our gaff if you fancy it. And if you remember from the slang lesson which covered the F words, then you'll know that fancy means to desire. Do you desire to stay at my house? You can stay at our gaff if you fancy it. Hello everyone, just joining in. Hi, how are you? Hope you're all well. Do feel free to drop some comments in the comments box and I'll get round to you as soon as I can. But while I'm waiting for you to all join in, I'll tell you the next word. Similar to gaff, we're extending it to gaffer. Gaffer. Now, there is a type of tape, very thick, heavy-duty tape called gaffer tape. But in this lesson, gaffer, we're referring to boss, the person who's in charge, the gaffer. The gaffer. So as a slang term, you could call your boss the gaffer. And the example sentence I've given here is, you will have to ask the gaffer if you want to leave work early. You will have to ask the gaffer if you want to leave work early. Okay, nice and straightforward. Hello everyone. Boom, we have 100 people watching. Hi, fabulous. So if you are here for the first time, make sure you press subscribe. And if you're watching for the second, third, fourth, or however many times you've been here, you know what to do. Click that thumb button and click that share button and let's get as many people in here as we possibly can. So, gaff, place, gaffer, boss. What else do we have on this list? Well, we have a very common slang term and it's the word gander. Gander. Now, gander we usually use to mean look. And we normally say, take a gander or have a gander. Take a gander or have a gander. It means take a look or have a look. Here, the sentence I've used is, take a gander at my new car. Take a gander at my new car. Take a look at my new car. Isn't it beautiful? Easy peasy. So remember that one. We use that one often. Okay, so the next term that we have is the word gagging. Gagging. Now, gagging means, as a slang term, it can mean desperate, to be desperate for something. Now, you do have to be careful with the word gagging, because if you say, I'm gagging for it, I'm gagging for it, this could mean that you're desperate for sex. So you don't want to get confused with this one. However, you can say, I'm gagging for a cup of coffee, or I'm gagging for a bar of chocolate. And that would just mean I'm desperate for a coffee, or I'm desperate for a bar of chocolate. Just remember that gagging for it means something completely different. So gagging for it, be very careful. But you can use gagging to say that you're desperate for something else. Okay? Just so you know, the word gagging, other than a slang term, is actually the action of going to throw up. So if you're about to throw up and you go, you're gagging. Or if you gag somebody, you put something in their mouth and stop them from talking. You gag them. So you'll see in action movies, someone might be kidnapped and they wrap something around, a cloth around their mouth. They gag them so they can't talk or scream, to be gagged. So yes, that's a word that's used in lots of different ways. Okay, here we go. Next one. Oh, hello, Laura. You're joined in. How are you? And all my regulars here, Sky, Stunning Lad, hi, how are you? Lovely to see you all in here. Fabulous. All right, so the next word is a fun word, and it's the word gallivanting. Gallivanting. I like this word. Gallivanting. And it just means kind of fooling around. To be gallivanting, to be fooling around. And the example that I've given here is, you won't find Jeffrey here. He is off gallivanting somewhere in the countryside with his new friends. You won't find Jeffrey here. He is off gallivanting somewhere in the countryside with his new friends. He's fooling around. Okay? So gallivanting, that's a nice one to remember. The next one is something that came up yesterday. Now, yesterday there were a lot of phrases that used the F word. And to ask someone to go away, we used F off. And a nicer way, although it's still not nice, but a nicer way of saying it to tell someone to go away without swearing would be the phrase to get lost. So you ask someone to get lost. Get lost. Go away. But get lost can also mean no way. Get lost. I'm not doing that. No. It's still not very nice, so I wouldn't advise using it, but at least it's not swearing. And the example sentence I've given here is, get lost. I'm not driving 80 miles to pick your brother up. He can get the train. So that's just assuming you've asked me to drive for 80 miles to pick up your brother. And I'm saying, get lost. No way. Get lost. I'm not driving for 80 miles to pick your brother up. He can get the train. Okay, so I think that one's quite straightforward. And very similar to get lost is the phrase, and I find this slightly comical, but it's still something I'd be careful saying. I wouldn't advise using it too often, but it's the phrase get stuffed. Get stuffed. Very similar to get lost, but it's slightly milder. Still be careful when using these. So, you can get stuffed if you think I'm going to wait around for the next 3 hours. So if you've asked me to wait for you for 3 hours, I can go, oh, you can get stuffed if you think I'm waiting around for 3 hours. I have more important things to do. Okay? All right, well, hopefully that's clear. So F off is the really bad one. Get lost is bad but not swearing. And get stuffed is it's milder, but it's still a bit harsh. So for example, I've never told anyone to get stuffed or get lost or F off. I've never used them for anyone. Okay. All right, let's move on from the nasty words. So we have getting off. So this is a phrase you might hear from a teenager. It's a teenage slang. It's teenage slang basically, and it means kissing. To be kissing. So you could say, I saw them getting off with each other at the bus stop. I saw them kissing each other at the bus stop. I saw them getting off with each other at the bus stop. Nice and straightforward. And then we have the phrase, give us a bell. Give us a bell. Give us a bell. It means call me. Even though I've used the phrase us, give us a bell, I'm actually just referring to me. It's something we do a lot as natives. Give us a bell. Give us a look. Give us a go. We tend to use us when we mean me sometimes, so don't get confused with that. When you find out your results, can you give us a bell? I want to know what grades you got. When you find out your results, can you give us a bell? I want to want to change this. I want to know. I'm going to change this. I want to find out what grades you got. Okay. Nice and easy. Give us a bell. All right, I'm whipping through these as fast as I can. Patrons, you're very quiet there in the patron room. Hello, those of you who are joining me. Some of you first time seeing me live. Fabulous. Hello, amazing. Okay, so the next phrase is something I have used quite a lot, and that is the phrase, I'm gobsmacked. And it means I'm amazed. So gobsmacked is amazed. I would more often use this in... It's not necessarily positive. So whereas amazed is always positive, it's amazing, I'm amazed. Gobsmacked, I wouldn't necessarily say this was a positive thing. It just means it's like someone's hit you in the mouth. You can't talk because someone, they've hit you in the mouth. So it could be positive, wow, or it could be shocked, I can't believe it, or it could be outraged, I'm gobsmacked that you would think that, I'm gobsmacked that you would do that. So it's just that feeling of to be gobsmacked. And the example sentence I've given here is, you jumped off a 3-story building and survived. Well, I am gobsmacked. I almost think of it in the same way as to be speechless, to be gobsmacked. Okie dokie. So the next phrase is, or the word rather, is ghoulies. This is a funny one. Ghoulies. And ghoulies means testicles, or balls is the more common phrase. So a man's testicles might be referred to as ghoulies. And the example sentence I've given here is, his eyes were watering when he was kicked in the ghoulies. His eyes were watering when he was kicked in the ghoulies. Okay, so the next word is the word gormless. Gormless, to be without gorm. And to be gormless is like to be clueless, to be completely unaware. Huh? And I always think of someone opening their mouth and just being like, what? I don't know. To be gormless, clueless. And the example sentence I've given here is, I don't know what's going on, but everyone seems to be completely gormless today. I don't know what's going on, but everyone seems to be completely gormless today. Okay, the next one is one you should definitely be aware of, and that's the word grub. We use this a lot, and grub simply means food. So if I say, let's grab some grub, I mean, let's go out and get some food quickly from somewhere. Let's grab some grub. Grab a sandwich or grab some fish and chips from the chip shop. So grab some grub. And in fact, the example sentence I've given is, let's grab some pub grub and catch up. So pub grub is food that you buy in a pub. Food that you buy in a pub. And catch up means to sit down with your friend, or it could even be a colleague, and find out what's been going on with them recently. So find out all of their recent news, to catch up with somebody. Hey, what's been going on? How are you? How's life? To catch up. So let's grab some pub grub and catch up. Sounds like fun. And the last, we've done this quickly. 13 minutes in and I'm already announcing the last word on the list. Fantastic. I'm going to answer all of your questions at the end, so just bear with me and I'll answer them in just a moment. But the very last word on the list is gutted. Gutted, another word that's used a lot in modern English over here in the UK. So it means extreme despair. I am gutted. I feel gutted. So if you leave me, I will be absolutely gutted. If you leave me, I will be absolutely gutted, like absolutely devastated. I'll be so upset. I'll be gutted. All right? So if you leave me, I will be absolutely gutted. Okay, so now it's time for me to talk to you. So hit me with your questions. One of you or a couple of you have mentioned nosh. the phrase or the word nosh. Yes, nosh is the same as grub. Nosh means food, nosh means grub. Get some top nosh. Gift horse. Oh, there's a good one. Okay, a gift horse. So that the phrase gift horse comes from don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Let me add it on here. Where are we? So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to write this in. Gift horse. Let me show you. So gift horse usually comes with don't. It's a funny phrase, isn't it? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And basically it means that if someone is offering you something, if someone's offering you something, mouth, don't turn it away. Like, don't turn it away just for the sake of turning it away. I don't know how best to explain it. Let me get a good meaning for this. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth means don't find fault with something that you've discovered or been given. It's a proverb. So let me write this in here. There you go. Don't find fault with something that has been discovered or been given. Thank you, Stunning Lad, for that one. Okay, what else are you asking me for? Forgive me for being crude, but does ghoulies only refer to male genitalia? Yes. You can only kick a man in the ghoulies. You cannot kick a woman in the ghoulies. It wouldn't work. The meaning wouldn't work. How about gobble? Is it a slang word? Yeah, gobble. I mean, a slang word is basically just a word that you more often hear spoken rather than written. And yeah, gobble is not something I've seen written that often, maybe more in literature. My dad gave me £150 once and I said thanks and took it. So you didn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Great. Okay, so if you've got any questions, guys, now is your time. I'm going to stay around for another 5 minutes. So do add your questions and comments. I will say a huge thank you while I'm here to all of my patrons for your continued support. Without you, I would not be able to do as many lessons as I do offer at the moment. So thank you. And if you are here for the first time, please do make sure you've subscribed, clicked that like button. And if you know anyone who's trying to learn English, then I would appreciate if you could share this channel with them. There's lots of brilliant lessons coming up in the future that I'm planning for at the moment. Things are just a bit crazy though. I'm trying my best to get as many videos to you as possible, but for those of you who don't know, I have recently started a new channel called Bella and Beans TV, and it's aimed at children, helping and educating children in an entertaining way, and it's taking over my life. It really is. Okay, so what does gobble mean, says Anne-Marie. To gobble is to eat something fast. You gobble it. And actually, Stunning Lad has suggested another one, which good, is the word gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. And gobbledygook means nonsense. I'm just going to add it in here.